Hello, and welcome to the Kanto region. This is the Route to Victory Road, a podcast that chronicles our journeys through the main series titles of the Pokemon franchise. I'm your host, Pokemon Professor Mackenzie, and I'm joined today, as always, by my wonderful partner and co-host, Jaylee.
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening. Happy Friday, everybody.
Happiest of Fridays.
Happiest of Fridays. Today, we're continuing on our journey into Kanto yet again.
Yet again.
But first, rule break.
Rule break. A new segment we decided to add to this instead of Game Corner because we haven't really been playing that many games.
Just Fortnite.
Shame on us.
A little bit of Sons of the Forest.
A little bit when we're bored, but oh my gosh, we have no time to do anything.
No. Mostly puppy time.
We went on a date. We
that's
saw the
true.
Barbie movie.
Yes,
and
we
that's
did.
really all we've done other than work and train a puppy. But yeah, so rule break. We're going to explain maybe some of the rules or talk about some of the ones that we played through. I know on my end, I'm probably going to forget about some rules or completely mess them up and add my own or whatever. So why don't you maybe give us some rules that we're supposed to be following?
Sure. So one of the first rules that we're supposed to be following is that Pokemon that you encounter, the first Pokemon that you encounter on a route is the Pokemon that you catch. But obviously we've kind of rewritten that rule entirely because we aren't including Pokemon that we can't catch because of our stipulations that we have set for each other, where we're only allowed to catch certain types of Pokemon.
Right.
So, like, for example, if I run into a Clefairy, I'm not counting it as my first Pokemon I run into because I can't catch a Clefairy. It's a normal type.
You can't own a Clefairy.
Right.
Okay.
The second thing is that we're using a workaround that other Nuzlocke runners do use, which is a clause of that rule called Dupes Clause. And so Dupes Clause means that if you run into a Pokemon that you've already caught, you don't count it as the Pokemon that you encounter because you already have that Pokemon. So if I run into another Pidgey, for example, since I already have a Pidgey named Ariel, I don't catch that Pidgey, and it doesn't count as my Pokemon that I encounter. That's a Dupes Clause, though. That is something that actually exists in like the confines of Nuzlocke rules and things like that. So that's not anything too breaky.
Okay, so if we are on a route and the first Pokemon that we run into we already have, if we run into another Pokemon that we don't have, we can catch it?
Yeah.
But what if we run into 2 or 3 Pokemon that we don't have? The only one we can catch is the first one?
Right.
I may have already broken this rule.
That's fine. That's what rule break is all about.
I feel like I'm going to have so many points against me for rules that I've broken. So strike one. I probably broke this rule without even realizing it.
And also Mount Moon. And this is some people have this rule in Nuzlocke runs. Some people don't. But we counted every floor of Mount Moon as a different area, like a different route.
Okay, that makes me feel better.
Yeah.
Because I did break that rule a couple times in Mount Moon.
Yes. I caught 3 Pokemon in Mount Moon.
I think I caught 2.
Yeah. So, but that's because I caught one on each floor.
Okay, you're following the rules.
Yeah, there's 3 floors to Mount Moon.
Right. Okay.
So with Dupes Clause and us not being able to catch types that we can't catch, we're able to kind of bend the rules a little bit.
There. Yeah. Are there any other rules that you want to talk about today?
Sure. The whole coupling of Pokemon, I'm just not doing at all because I'm doing a bachelor run.
You're doing a bachelor run. I'm doing matchmaking. So we never really got to actually marrying or coupling our Pokemon at all. So we kind of threw that rule out the window altogether, even though that was our main focus of what we were going to do.
Was wedlock. But this
broke that too.
This is an evolving, like Pokemon. This season is evolving.
I think it's fun. Our stories are fun, and the way we're playing is going to be very interesting. So No, it's no longer a wedlock. It's kind of just a Mac and Jaylee lock.
Yeah, it's a poke couple lock.
Yeah. We're making it up as we go, if you can't tell.
I also changed my mind about switching to Ariel. Remember, I was going to pick one of the Pokemon that I used, one of the female Pokemon that I used, and that was going to be the Bachelorette for this week.
Yep.
I changed my mind. John Henry's going to be my Bachelor till the Elite Four.
Whoa.
Like that. Yeah, it's going to just be a season of The Bachelor, and that's because I'm doing something different instead, which is I'm going to have my own Poke version of the Rose Ceremony, which I'm calling the Berry Ceremony.
Oh my gosh.
So
okay.
For last week, I have to get the names again. Kimberly and Ariel were both useful, very useful for the week. So Kimberly has been given a Roselli berry, which means that she continues on the team to the next week. And Ariel is given a Custap berry, which is a first impressions berry. So she made a lasting first impression on John Henry, and he would like the chance to date her in the future again. So
you have really been doing your Bachelor research. I'm so proud of you.
Yes. And finally, I'm not going to not give the Pokemon that is going home I'm not going to not give them a berry. I'm going to give them a berry, but it's going to be a Spellin berry, which I only picked that because it sounds really funny.
Spellin berry?
It's a
what does a Spellin berry do?
It's a Poffin ingredient. Poffins are Pokeblocks in the next generation.
Right.
Yeah. So essentially it's a Pokeblock.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cute.
So when I give a Spellin berry to somebody, though, they leave the team. They are asked to leave, and they're escorted to a new box that I have in the PC, and it's labeled home. They're sent.
Are you ever going to use them again, or no?
Maybe. We'll see.
Oh, the wild card might come back.
There might be a Bachelor in Paradise week.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Okay, I like how this is evolving.
Yeah.
Yours is turning into something. Mine is just kind of floating on the wings. I don't really know what I'm doing with it yet. You
need more time to develop your story.
I have some ideas, but we have to go through all of this whole recording first before I tell you my Pokemon.
No problem. And I at the end of once we talk about our fight with the gym leader this week, I will reveal my berry ceremony for this week, too.
Beautiful.
One last thing, I suppose. Oh, no, that's not the last thing. That's it for rule break, though.
Yes. Sure.
For some housekeeping, I just had a correction that I wanted to post, actually from last season, that I realized I was re-listening to the episode, and there were two corrections I want to make. I don't remember one right now, but the other one is that last season, I said that the Lax Incense was to breed Munchlax, but that's not true. Munchlax doesn't even show up until Generation 4. The Lax Incense is actually to breed Wynot. If you give Wobbuffet Lax Incense and then you breed it with a Ditto or you breed it with another Wynot, then you will, or not a Wynot, sorry, a Wobbuffet, then you will get a Wynot out of it. And that's the only way to get a Wynot. If you breed two Wobbuffet normally, you get a Wobbuffet.
I'm so confused.
It's the same thing with Marill. If you breed two Marill, you get a Marill. To get an Azurill, you have to give one of the parents the Sea Incense. I think it has to be the mom, but I might be wrong about that.
This is so weird to me.
Yeah. So the Sea Incense makes you have an Azurill, which is the baby Marill. But if you just have like two Marills or a Marill and a Ditto, then they will have a Marill baby. So the Sea Incense is for Azurill, and the Lax Incense is for Wynot.
Sure.
The incense that is for Munchlax in the next generation is called the Full Incense.
There you go.
Yeah. And again, Munchlax can't be caught until the next generation regardless. You can't find them in Generation 3.
No baby Snorlax.
No baby Snorlax.
Too bad.
And like I said, there are 2 corrections. I can't remember the second one, but I'll know it for next week.
It'll come up.
All right, Pokemon.
Yes. Let's do it.
This week, right away, we get the running shoes.
Right away, yeah.
Right away.
I guess not from Mom, but kind of from Mom. From Mom, but not directly.
Right. We get it from Professor Oak's aide.
Yeah.
Which is weird, because it's like, why is he doing a favor for our mom?
Yeah. What's going on there? Wait, is Dad in this? No. Dad's not in these games.
No, that was the last
Maybe
gen.
the aide
or
is...
the last couple games. What?
The aide is my father.
The aide is your father. Could be.
Oh, no.
He was just too shy to let you know. He was like, hey, kid,
here's some shoes.
here's a present from your mom. It's also from me, but I can't tell you
I
that.
don't want to come on too strong.
I know I left home to become a Pokemon master, and all I am is a professor's aide, but...
There's a story in there.
There is a story. And we run into the aide a couple times, and so he's always there helping us along.
He's always there.
Wait, do you think the aide is our father, or do you think Clyde is our father?
Who's Clyde?
The cheerleader at the beginning of the gym, who's always like, you could do it, champ.
Wait, that's not the same person?
No.
Oh my god, what?
Oh, Clyde has brown hair, and the aide has black hair.
Okay, but they both have glasses, and they both look the same. Oh my god, I thought that was the same person.
No, the professor's aide
Like
is
the
also
whole
wearing a
time.
lab coat.
They
And
both are.
No, Clyde's wearing just a purple t-shirt.
So, hold on. The guy in the beginning of the gym is like, yo, champ and making, you can do it.
Yeah.
Is not the aide?
No. Yeah, he's a completely different guy.
No! It's
Yeah.
the same person.
No. No, it never has been. Always been a different...
I thought it's been the same person this whole time.
No.
Oh. Whoops.
His name in Generation 5 is Clyde. I don't know that it's Clyde everywhere, but I just call him Clyde because that's the easiest
That
way
went
to
way
remind
over
him.
my head. I thought they were the same person.
I also forgot to mention something. Because we are using emulators, we don't get to see this. But when you load up the game, every time that you load up your save file, it has a last time on mechanic. So it'll be like, last time you played, and then it'll run down the 5 most recent major things that you did in your game.
That would be so helpful.
Isn't that cute, though?
That's cute. And that's like a recap.
Again, this is the only game that does this.
Oh, we don't get to see it.
And it's so weird. You can, so what you would have to do is you'd have to load your state and then reset the game.
No thanks.
Right. Well, like, you don't reset the game from 0. You just, like, reset the game.
Oh, sounds like a lot of work.
I'll show you on mine.
Okay.
During this week, I'll show you, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It is actually really neat, and I don't know why they didn't bring it back. Maybe because it's kind of annoying to like get that every time that you start your save file. So
I don't
like
know.
if you're,
I think it would be helpful for me because I have a bad memory.
could be, but if you're playing it like multiple times a day, then that might get a little much.
I guess.
But it's cool. It's cool to see. I wanted to let you know, and this is a good time to let you know because we continued our save this week. All the rest of my notes are just like what I caught and what my team ended up being.
Same.
So we can just riff now.
We can.
Yeah.
The first thing I did was I went to Mount Moon.
Yep.
Yeah, and there was somebody outside was like, hey, suspicious guys in the mountain. And I was like, oh, okay. And then every guy I talked to, I didn't realize that this game, last game, but this game, yeah, there's so many suspicious men in there.
Yeah.
Creeping on the children. I don't think I realized that the first game.
Yeah, they are being really creepy, hey?
Gross. Yeah.
My Versus Seeker, again, this week is the same as it was in the first generation,
Yeah.
which is the shorts kid who's like, why aren't you wearing shorts, you dweeb? I don't remember exactly what he says, but he literally says, why aren't you wearing shorts?
So strange.
Yeah, those are the things.
I do not like this cave.
I don't, yeah.
I just had to add that in there. Did you want to talk about the Pokemon we caught?
Sure. So along Route 3...
I didn't write down what routes I caught them on, but...
Route 3 is the one that leads to Mount Moon. Then there's Mount Moon, and then Route 4 is the one that leads to Cerulean.
Yeah, I don't know what Pokemon I caught where, but you will, because you're smart.
Okay.
You go first.
So the first thing I ran into on Route 3 was a Nidoran female.
No way!
Yeah.
I didn't see one.
And so I caught Nidoran female, and her name is Genevieve.
Ooh.
And she's a neonatal nurse from Cerulean City.
Nido. Oh, perfect.
Not only
cute.
that, but also, like, because it's, like, the love Pokemon or whatever. Like, I know it's not the love Pokemon, it's the Poison Point Pokemon, but it's, like, because it's, like, always shown as, like, being coupled with Nidoran male, it was like, oh, this would be cute, because, like...
I like that. Also,
this is also weird, but Nidoran female can have babies, but Nidoqueen cannot.
Oh.
Yeah, strange, right?
Very strange. Maybe she's too old.
Who knows?
It's the only thing I can think of.
What's the first Pokemon that you caught?
The first Pokemon I caught was a Paris.
Sure, okay. In Mount Moon?
Probably.
Yep.
I named it Paris.
You named it Paris?
Yeah.
You just kept its name the same, or you named it Paris with an I?
Paris with an I.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It has a lonely nature.
Okay.
I learned how to check natures.
Yeah?
So.
What about personalities?
I don't know what the difference is. I can't find personality.
Oh,
Sorry,
you know what?
I'm talking very quietly.
No, that's okay. Personalities actually might be introduced next generation.
Yeah, I can't see. All I can see is natures. So
okay.
My Paris has a lonely nature, so I don't know how she's going. She's going to be very hard to find a match. Find a compatible mate. What was the next thing that you caught?
First thing that I ran into in Mount Moon was a Zubat named Allie. And Allie is a healthcare specialist and does not have a town of origin. She's kind of a free spirit.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh.
She's very holistic in her healthcare, and she kind of wanders from town to town. She says that home follows her.
Doesn't really sound like good material for John Henry. I'm not gonna lie.
John Henry's kind of open
right?
to trying whatever. Like
he's gotta be.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like as an underwater welder, it would be helpful to have somebody who can just pick up roots and like go with him where the work is.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's also a volunteer firefighter, so that
Right.
sometimes takes him out of town, and so that might actually be good for him, but we'll see.
We'll see. The next thing I caught was a Geodude.
Okay.
I named him Greg.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was. Greg the
Fist.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So strange.
Yeah. That
so
was
strange.
A friend of yours that
told me to name Greg the Fist.
Yeah.
Right, that's what it was. And he has a quiet nature, which I thought was strange for a Geodude, but whatever.
You don't think that Geodude would be quiet?
I don't think so. They seem destructive.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always think of Geodudes as just hanging out as a rock until someone comes by, and then they're all like, Geodude. Geodude. I also got a Geodude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Her name is Davia.
Ooh, her.
I actually, this is funny because I was thinking about doing this already, but it just turned out to be what happened. I didn't catch a single male.
Really?
Every single Pokemon I ran into was female.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah, well, except for the ones that I defeated, after catching the initial Pokemon.
Yeah.
Then I ran into a few female and few males, but every single Pokemon I caught this week was a female.
Cool.
So Davia is my Geodude, and she's a marketing manager from Rock Tunnel. She's the marketing manager for a mining corporation, and she was making a business meeting in Mount Moon when our camera crew caught up with her.
There's some good potentials here. Nobody's just a freeloading bum or
Yeah, not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Anyway.
Did you catch anyone? No, you said only the 2 in Mount Moon.
Wait, I
right?
think I lied because I caught a Clefairy, but I think that was outside.
No, that wouldn't be in Mount Moon. That would have been on the basement floor of Mount Moon.
Okay, so I did catch a Clefairy.
Okay.
Her name is Claire.
Claire the Clefairy.
And she is modest. That's all I know about her.
Modest.
Yeah.
Actually, I think modest is really good for Clefairy.
In what sense?
So there's... what natures do is they increase one of your stats, growth, and decrease another stat.
Oh, they actually do something.
They actually do something.
Oh,
yeah.
doo-doo.
You're cute. So modest, I believe, raises special attack and lowers regular attack. So I think that's really good for Clefairy, actually, because I think her special attack is already kind of high. So you can teach her things like water pulse that we just picked up this week, and she would be really good with it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's the case. I think it's modest, and adamant is the reverse, where attack is higher and special attack is lower.
Oh, okay.
But I might have to double check that. It's funny because I used to be really, really into competitive Pokemon, but I cannot recall at this moment which one is which.
I have no idea.
My last Pokemon to catch in Mount Moon as well was a Paris named Greer.
Greer?
Greer.
Like the cheese?
Same pronunciation but different spelling. Okay. Greer. Greer.
Why?
Because that's the name of one of the contestants on The Bachelor.
Like, oh, really?
Yeah, all of these names come from The Bachelor.
That's really funny.
And I also tried to keep all of their professions the same as...
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so
no.
Greer, the Paris, is a medical sales representative from Saffron City who happened to just be peddling her wares in the area. She was visiting the Pokemon centers in Pewter and Cerulean, and I just happened to run across her, and she joined our entourage, and that was it for Mount Moon. This time I chose the Dome Fossil for anyone listening who listened to the first generation.
Yeah, I chose the other one.
The Helix, yeah. We swapped this time because last time...
I didn't listen last time.
No. We did. You took the Dome Fossil last time and I took the Helix. Oh. Yeah, I think it was only the Hitmonlee thing. Or Hitmonchan.
I didn't listen because Fire Punch sounded way too cool.
Yeah. But... that's it for Mount Moon. And then I did run into a Clefairy, but because I'd already caught Paris and Geodude and Zubat, I didn't have any more
you
parts
of
Mount Moon left, so I had to wipe it out. Unfortunately, I also ran into a Jigglypuff after catching Nidoran female, so I was like, no, that would... Oh, dang it. Yeah, I can't use Jigglypuff anyway, but...
True. I don't think I followed this rule at all.
So we get out onto Route 4, where I caught... No, I only did catch one Pokemon because there was only one Pokemon that I could catch. That Pokemon was... Sandshrew, also female, funny enough.
Yep.
That I named Sandy.
You did. And I caught an Ekans.
Yeah. Also female.
Also female.
That you named Ed.
I named Ed the female snake.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we traded.
We traded.
And so I have Ed the Ekans, and you have Sandy the Sandshrew.
Yep. Sandy's nature is quirky, so...
Oh, really?
Yeah, we'll see how she fares into the mix here.
That's cute. And then I caught one more Pokemon on Route 23 or Route 24, whichever one is right north of Cerulean. I can't recall at this moment, but the one where Nugget Bridge is.
Yeah.
And that Pokemon was Cat the Bellsprout.
Ooh.
And the reason why she's Cat is because Cat is a dancer.
Dang, it's perfect for a Bellsprout.
And this Bellsprout is the first Pokemon that I've caught from out of region. Bellsprout is a visiting dancer from Violet City.
I think I cheated here.
Yeah?
I have 2 more Pokemon on my list.
That's okay. Route 23 and Route 24 are both out here, I think.
So I hope I caught them in different areas, which I'm pretty sure I did.
Okay.
I caught an Abra.
Yeah.
I did. I love Abra. I named him Abraham.
Okay.
Yeah. And he has a mild nature, which is kind of fitting. So we'll see. I've turned him up so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the last Pokemon I caught was an Oddish.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it's in the same area. If
They
it
could
is,
be. They
I'm
could have
so
been
sorry.
caught. No,
I
it's
forgot,
fine.
But I'm not getting rid of it.
They could have been caught in different areas, so it's all good.
I named her Odessa.
That's cute.
And she is also quirky. Like
Nice.
Sandy.
Nice.
Yep. Those are my Pokemons.
Awesome. Nugget Bridge. Well, first, I guess, rival battle.
Yes.
I didn't write down what Pokemon they had, or the levels or anything like that.
We've done that already.
But how was the fight? Do you recall?
Pretty hard from what I remember.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't remember too much of it, but it was pretty hard. I don't remember who I used or what I used, but yeah.
I was training up my Nidoran female, but I found it pretty simple because I think the only thing that really had any sort of chance against my Pokemon was his Bulbasaur. And I was able to use my Pidgey against his Bulbasaur and wipe it out.
Nice.
Yeah. So, yeah, fairly simple. And same with Nugget Bridge. I actually didn't even heal going across the bridge.
Ooh, I had to heal a couple times. My Pokemon were weak. I didn't do much training till after the bridge.
Right.
But now they're getting pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, some of them. Not all of them, just some of them.
Mine are getting pretty decent,
Nice.
I'd say. And then after we beat our rival before Nugget Bridge, he gives us something called the Fame Checker.
Yeah, that's new.
Yeah, it's kind of cool because it's kind of like the Teachy TV. Because the Teachy TV like teaches you the mechanics of the game and things like that. But what the Fame Checker does is if you don't recall who a person is in the game, you can check the Fame Checker to see what people are saying about them.
Oh.
Yeah. So, like, for
Weird.
example, Bill. If you don't know who Bill is, you can check your Fame. Like, if you're like, oh man, who's Bill again? This person's talking about Bill.
Yeah.
And then you bring up your Fame Checker and you can check everyone who's talked to you about Bill. You can see what they've said.
Oh, really?
And then you could be like, oh yeah, Bill's the guy who runs the PCs.
Oh, cool. Okay, that's
Yeah.
an interesting addition.
Yeah. And I don't know if there's anything else to the Fame Checker, but like that's a cool idea anyway.
Yeah.
To like, I think it would have been better for them to just have a glossary, like some RPGs have. Like they'll have they'll just have like these are the important people to remember. But like it's a cool idea at least.
I'll have to check it out. I didn't even look at it. I was like, oh, thanks, bye.
I think this week, it's either this week or the next week that we actually get access to the Versus Seeker. The actual Versus Seeker.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm
excited for that.
But that's another thing that's kind of like the Fame Checker,
right?
Where you have to go into your key items and then use it. You'll see. I like the Versus Seeker.
Excited.
It's cool. We go out and we talk to Bill, of course, and we turn him back from a Pokemon into a person.
He was a different Pokemon this time.
Yes, he wasn't a Nidoran or whatever.
I forgot what he was.
Clefairy.
Yeah, just like a little ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, cute.
Yeah. And we change him back into a person, but I found out that once you agree to turn him back into a person, he goes into the pod, you can leave.
You just ditched him.
And come back, and he'll be back in the same position he was when you first enter, and then you just have to talk to him again and agree again.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah, and then he'll go back into the pod, and you can...
Leave again. Yeah, okay.
Also like that for the male character, like Howie, he'll say, I'm not lying to you, pal. But for the female character, like Shauna, he'll be like, I'm not lying to you, lady.
Yep.
That's silly.
Yep.
It's funny. With running shoes, it makes it a lot easier to get back to Cerulean and heal up, go train, and go fight Misty.
That's all I did. A lot of training, and just like the first game and the second game, I had to speed through this training because it was so monotonous and just
grinding
over and over and over and over again.
Grinding is tough.
I'm so sick of it, so I'm speeding through it. I didn't get up to the levels I wanted to get up to, but I made it through.
Generation 5 introduces the good XP all.
Oh, not until 5?
Not until 5.
Oh my god, I'm in trouble.
Generation 5 introduces the good XP all, and Generation 6 introduces a better XP all that will be the same one that we use from then on.
Oh, okay.
And people complained about it.
Oh no.
And I was like, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about.
Go back to the grass.
Yeah, if, like, nope, no thank you. Being back in these generations reminds me just how much I hate Switch training.
Yeah, it's so terrible, and you only get like 20 XP.
I'm not 11 years old anymore. No. I don't have time to do this.
Or the attention span, or like the energy or anything. Yeah.
Right, exactly. I could be doing other things, and this is just like, no, give me just team-wide XP. I'm totally fine with that. And anyway, like, give them the option to turn it off, I guess, which is something that they remove in later generations, which I agree is a little weird. But like, complaining about that, the existence of that, is ridiculous. I'm sorry that you have all the time in the world to be fucking training up your Oddish or whatever. Like, I don't. Right? If I want a Kadabra, I don't have time to switch train an Abra. Before fighting Misty, all my Pokemon were level 20.
Are you kidding?
No.
Oh my god, how did you do that?
Lots of training. Lots of stupid switch training.
Took me forever. No, I have 3 that are 20 and above, and then 3 that are below 20.
I'm very glad that we're not playing with Nuzlocke rules, because I would not have a team anymore.
I wouldn't have any Pokemon. No.
Because several times I let all of my team die while I was training them. Yeah. Like my Zubat, my Geodude, my Paras, my Bellsprout, they all died.
Mine too, yeah. But I've lost them all at least a couple times.
Yeah. But I've trained them up pretty well. So we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll come back with the gym.
Sounds good.
And Pokemon Center check-in. Welcome back from our break, Pokemon Master Jaylee.
That's right. Welcome back. Seems like only yesterday we were here.
Yes, we were. We took a little bit longer of a break than normal. Welcome back, of course, Pokefans and Pokemaniacs. We are going to talk about the gym now. So, our first encounter in the gym is a gentleman named Lewis. He's got a Horsey and a Shelter. And the only thing that was hard about this guy, Horsey was easy, but Shelter had something called Icicle Spear.
That sounds super dangerous.
Yeah, so it's basically just false swipes, but ice flavored.
Fairy swipes.
Not false swipe. Though false swipe would be a good move to have.
Did you just make that up?
What?
Did you just make that up? False swipes?
No, false swipe is real.
Oh.
False swipe is a Scyther's signature move. It always leaves a Pokemon with 1 HP.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Or not always, but if it's going to knock out a Pokemon, it leaves it with 1 HP. Yeah.
Oh, that's so kind. Kind Scyther.
Then there's Picnicker Diana, who's got a Goldeen.
Yep.
And Goldeen has Water Sport, and that's useless. Just lowers the power of fire. And I just think that it's also a weird name.
Water Sport.
And it's like ground equivalent, which is Mud Sport.
Ground Sport.
Mud Sport.
What?
So Water Sport and Mud Sport, they're weird. You don't see them much in later generations. It's just this generation that
really?
is so keen on them. Yeah.
I never use it. I don't know what it does.
It just lowers the power of fire and or electricity.
Oh, right. You told me that. I wasn't listening.
It's okay. And then
here,
finally,
I'm grounded. I'm alive.
Finally, there's the leader of this gym. And surprise, surprise, it is Misty.
Whoa, where'd she come from?
I know, right? It's so weird. It's so, not weird, but it's amazing to find out the second gym leader of the first region of Pokemon. Like, nobody knew. Who knows?
Who knew?
Who knew?
Who knows knew?
Who knows knew? The game with the most recreations and the most often visited region in all of Pokemon.
Yeah, right.
Because you
guessed?
got to think of, like, it's had 2 remakes, and then also we go back in both of the Johto games. So lots of Kanto visits over the course of Pokemon.
Too much Misty.
Misty has a level 18 Staryu and a level 21 Starmie.
Cheater.
How did you find the gym?
Okay, well, half of my team leveled up pretty well. The other half were pretty weak. So I'm going to explain the gym in story mode.
Okay.
Because my character, Shauna, is a matchmaker. So her idea going into this was I was going to match up Odessa, my Oddish, with Abraham, my Alakazam. Is that the second one? Kadabra. I don't have an Alakazam yet. I'm lying to you. Abraham the Kadabra. And I should not have made it through this gym because my Pokemon hated each other. They did not like each other. Bad first impressions. Blah, blah, blah. I thought Abraham's mild nature was going to go with Oddish's quirky nature, but no, he didn't stick around very long. Odessa had gotten 1 poison powder.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was a good idea because she had poison powder, sleep powder, and stun spore. So I was like, oh yeah, nobody's getting through. But she died after 1 poison. So I sent out Abraham to try to save her. But no, he fainted immediately. Didn't even get a move in. So yeah. Staryu is the first one.
Yes.
So he was poisoned, and he poisoned himself. Starmie came out. I got a poison on Starmie as well.
He poisoned himself as in, like, he never recovered and he succumbed to the poisoning.
Yeah. Starmie got poisoned somehow too.
Maybe Odessa did survive Staryu.
I don't think so, because she died, and then Abraham died, and I don't think of anybody else with poison. I don't remember, but anyway, the story goes Starmie was poisoned as well, so she fainted all of my Pokemon except for my Pidgey, Phoebe, who was third wheeling on this date, and she showed up and was like, I'm going to take your man, your girl, your Oddish. I'm going to take your Oddish. And she did. She only outlasted until Starmie poisoned herself, too. So I maybe gotten like 3 moves.
Yeah.
On this whole gym, and they just poisoned themselves. So maybe Odessa did. I think I got her. Okay, so it probably went like this. She didn't fully die, but she was left with like low HP, so I switched her out for Abraham to save.
Right.
Yeah. And then she came out and poisoned Staryu. I think. I don't remember.
Something like that.
Something like that. I just know that they poisoned themselves to death, and I didn't do anything. So now we're looking at Phoebe and Odessa as maybe a cute match. Yeah, we'll see.
The Pidgeotto and the Oddish. Classic story.
I know, right?
It turn up in a
bird. How did it go for you? Do you have a better memory of your story?
Yeah. So, in my situation, I had my Pokemon going on the dreaded 2-on-1 date.
Gross.
So, because I caught 2 grass types this week, I wanted to see how both of them would do in this gym. So I had Greer the Paris and Cat the Bellsprout. And they were on a double date with John Henry this week. But it never even got to John Henry. But he was technically one of the participants in the fight. And so Paris was able to take out Staryu fairly... in fact, Paris took out the entirety of the gym.
Ooh.
Almost on her own. But after beating Staryu, Starmie came out and instantly knocked out Greer. So Greer succumbed to Starmie immediately. Because I can't remember exactly what Starmie used, but I think it was Psybeam or something to that effect. I know it has Water Pulse and Recover because it used those two, but I don't remember what move it used, but it wiped out Paris in one hit. And I was like, oh no. But then I brought out Cat, my Bellsprout, and because of Paris's ability, which is something called Effect Spore, when a Pokemon... Oh no, so it couldn't have been Psybeam because Psybeam doesn't make contact. I don't know what move it used.
Yeah, you're equally as confused.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, you know what? Maybe it was Swift, because I think it also has Swift. But so Starmie used a move that made contact, and Effect Spore went off, and it paralyzed Starmie.
Oh no!
So what Effect Spore does is
Effect
Spore is if a Pokemon makes contact with your Pokemon, it has a chance to put a status effect on that Pokemon.
Oh, that's
so it could
cool.
sleep it, it could poison it, it could stun it. And in this case, it stunned it, which puts Starmie's speed at half or quarter. I can't remember what it is in this generation, but it's a lot slower than it normally is. So Bellsprout was able to get a growth, which increases its special attack, and then I used Vine Whip, and Vine Whip took it out.
Wow.
Yeah, because it was a critical hit.
So Bellsprout's looking like the leading lady.
Yeah. So after I beat Misty, Bellsprout evolved and is now a Weeping Bell.
Cute. No, that's not cute, but yay!
Yeah, I'm
that's
glad.
Awesome. Good job.
Yeah, Weeping Bell is not great. Kind of looks like it's melting a little bit, but I like Weeping Bell.
Yeah.
So I was happy. I was happy about getting Weeping Bell. And after you beat Misty, she gives you the Cascade Badge, of course.
Of course.
Which makes it so that Pokemon up to level 30 will listen to you. So finally I can use Ed. Because
yep.
I forgot that when we traded, Ed didn't want to listen to me.
No.
Because Pokemon over level 10, I think, stopped listening to trainers with no badges.
That's so funny.
And
I never noticed that before. That's so funny.
But luckily, Misty gives us up to level 30, so I can use Ed up to level 30 at least. Mm-hmm. And I think that'll be useful for the next gym. So I'm going to be using Ed, but it also gives us the ability to use HM01 Cut. And Misty also gives us the TM for Water Pulse.
Yep.
Which is really cool because I can't remember what she gives us in the first generation. Maybe it's Water Gun or Bubble Beam. That's what it is. Beam. She gives us Bubble Beam. Water Pulse is so much better than Bubble Beam.
Oh, really?
Same power, I believe, but Water Pulse is a supersonic as well. So it has the chance of confusing your opponent.
Oh, nice. I like that.
Me too.
Cool.
I like Water Pulse a lot. I think it's one of my favorite water moves other than Surf, and one in the future called Scald. But we'll get to that in Generation 6 or something like that. 5, maybe.
Nice.
I can't remember. But anyway, yeah, so I was happy to get that TM. Did you want to talk about the levels of your Pokemon, or do you want me to go first? Okay.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
I have 3 that are good levels and 3 that are eh. I'll start with the lowest. I wrote down the names, but I don't remember what they are. Okay. I had on my team Claire the Clefairy, who didn't get a shot in. She's only level 12, so really pointless. Odessa, my Oddish, is level 18. Mandy, my Mankey, didn't get a shot in, level 18. Abraham, my Kadabra, level 20. Phoebe, my Pidgey, level 21. And Chuck, my Charmanderzardy, Charmeleon, the mid one.
Yeah.
I cheated, he's 22.
Nice. Good job.
Yeah. What are your levels? His name is Chuck, if I didn't say that.
You just said Chuck.
Oh, okay.
So, of course, I had Greer,
Chucky.
my Paris. Cat, my... Oh, sorry. Paris is level 20.
Nice.
Cat, level 21, Weepin' Bell. Kimberly, my level 20 Butterfree.
Yay.
Genevieve, my level 20 Nidorina. Ariel, my level 20 Pidgeotto. And John Henry, my level 20 Wartortle. Wartortle.
Nice. Phoebe's not a Pidgey anymore. She's level 21, so she's a Pidgeotto.
Right. That's okay.
That's okay.
Evolved at level 18.
Yay!
We know. We got you.
I didn't.
Maybe you wanted to keep her a Pidgey. Who knows?
I keep calling her a Pidgey. Good team. Good job.
Good job. And now it's time for my rose ceremony. My berry ceremony, sorry. For my berry ceremony, Kat the Weeping Bell has been given a Roselli berry.
Ooh.
She was picked to stay on the team. Nidorina has been given a Custat berry because John Henry thinks that there might be something there and would like to see. Kimberly and Ariel, my Butterfree and Pidgeotto, have both been given Roselli berries because they will be remaining with John Henry. And unfortunately, Greer, the Paris, has been given the Spellin berry.
Oh no.
And that is because even though Paris did a really good job in the gym, Paris made the faux pas of fainting.
And she's kind of ugly.
Oh.
John Henry's a little bit
shallow?
He's shallow and bad.
Which is funny, since he's an underwater welder, you'd think that he'd be pretty deep.
That's really funny. Oh my god. That was the funniest thing we've ever said.
Yeah, that wasn't audible because originally I had Butterfree going home, but I think I don't want two grass types. So
You mean John Henry doesn't want to?
John Henry doesn't want to date two grass types.
Yeah, of course.
Because like Paris has just got like Butterfree's already a bug type, and Bellsprout's Weeping Bell is already a grass type. Mm-hmm. So having a Paris is just kind of, doesn't make a lot of sense.
And it is kind of ugly, so let it go home.
And it is kind of ugly. I mean,
put it in the home box.
Maybe John Henry's allergic to mushrooms.
Maybe.
So, sorry Paris, but you're going home. Yeah. And that was my week for Pokemon, and your week as well. That was our week for Pokemon. But now, we're gonna come back at you with Pokemon Academy.
Who are you going to teach us about today?
Today we're going to talk about Starmie.
Yay!
Japanese name is Sutami.
Sutami.
Sutami. Yeah.
Tsunami.
So it's easy to find out where we got Starmie from because it's just Sutami. Mm-hmm. Starmie is number 141 in the National Dex, and it is known as the mysterious Pokemon.
Oh, really?
Yes. It's a water and psychic type. Unlike Golduck, who is commonly thought to be a dual-type Pokemon, but is actually just water, Starmie actually does have the psychic typing. Because Golduck can learn so many psychic moves. Lots of people think that it's water psychic, but it is just water.
Strange.
It's got good stats, but it's only water. Starmie's base stat total is 520, which puts it on par with Executor and Flygon, with its highest stat being its speed at 115 points, followed by its special attack at 100. This makes Starmie an ideal special sweeper in a competitive vocabulary, which is to say a Pokemon who relies on its speed stat to likely make the first move, and its special attack to deal heavy and hopefully fatal damage to the opponent's Pokemon. Yeah. Starmie originally had egg moves programmed into its learn set in gold and silver. So a learn set means like it's the list of moves that a Pokemon can learn in a generation.
Egg moves?
Egg moves are moves that you can only learn through breeding a Pokemon with another Pokemon.
Oh, okay, got
For example, Breloom can't learn False Swipe on its own.
What's a Breloom?
Breloom is the mushroom guy that I had in... You remember Shroomish, the little unhappy mushroom?
Yes.
Yeah, he evolves into like a kangaroo-looking thing called Breloom, which is a grass and fighting type Pokemon.
Weird.
And it can't learn False Swipe on its own, but if you have a Pokemon in its egg group, which are something that, like, it's like Pokemon who can breed together. If a Pokemon in its egg group knows False Swipe, then you can breed that Pokemon and a Breloom to have a Shroomish who knows False Swipe, and then that False Swipe Shroomish will evolve into a Breloom who knows False Swipe.
This is very confusing.
But that's what an egg move is. So Starmie originally had egg moves programmed into its learn set in Gold and Silver. But as it is a gender unknown Pokemon, it can only breed with Ditto as a partner, which makes egg moves impossible since Ditto can't learn anything.
Oh, that's pretty funny. Mm-hmm. I like that.
Mew and Starmie are both gender unknown Pokemon who, in Generation 2, can legally learn the move Attract. When used, this move will fail, however.
Oh my god.
Isn't that funny? Not anything later, but they could learn it in Generation 2.
That's weird. Okay.
Starmie seems to be a reference to many things. Most obviously, the sunflower sea star, a large and multi-armed echinoderm, which is a family of animals that includes starfish, sea stars, urchins, and sand stars, and things like that. Sand dollars. Did I say sand stars?
Yes. What's a sand star? Like a starfish?
It's not a sand star, it's a sand dollar. But yes, yeah, it is like a starfish, but it's completely round.
I know what a sand dollar is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I maybe there is such a thing as a sand star. I don't know, but I didn't mean to say it. The sunflower sea star is found mostly in the Pacific Ocean, which makes sense because that is where Japan is.
Yep.
This is also apparent in the way that it can use the move Recover, as some echinoderms can regenerate their lost limbs and even, in some cases, their entire core body.
Weird.
Yeah, there's been cases where starfish's arms have regrown the body.
Gross.
Isn't that strange?
That's gross.
Normally it's the other way around, like a lizard.
I don't like Starmie anymore. That's gross.
It is also reminiscent of jewelry, as it appears to have a jewel faceted into a golden setting in its center.
Yes, it does.
Finally, it appears to also be a reference to a popular Japanese TV show, Ultraman. This is due to the show commonly affixing a gem to the chest of the Ultra Warriors, which they use to send beam-based attacks at their foes, much like Starmie is shown in the 3D games. Also, the Ultra Warriors' chest gem will flash when they are weakened, which Starmie also appears to do in the anime adaptation of Pokemon.
Okay, that's copyright right there.
Quite a few of Starmie's Pokedex entries mention its gem glowing 7 different colors, and that it may have come from space, which is not the only Pokemon to be theorized about in this way, as we discussed when we talked about Clefairy. My favorite entry, however, comes from Pokemon Emerald, which discusses a very creative origin for Starmie. People in ancient times imagined that Starmie were transformed from reflections of stars that twinkled on gentle waves at night.
That's adorable.
Yeah,
I
right?
love that.
It's cute. I really like that. It's also one of the only times that sort of thing is mentioned in the Pokedex entries, but I like it. I like those kind of obviously mythological explanations for Pokemon and stuff like that.
That's cute.
It's long ago, people said that K2 used to draw the sun across the sky or something like that. That's not a real one, but I like that kind of Pokedex entry, though.
Sounds real.
Anyway.
That's cool. That's good.
Okay.
Speaking of Pokedex entries.
Yes.
I got some trivia for you.
Nice.
Insert trivia music. I'm going to read you 3 Pokedex entries. Don't you dare look at my screen.
I'm not. Okay.
You're going to guess which Pokemon this entry is for.
I'm listening.
Magma of almost 2,200 degrees Fahrenheit courses through its body. When it grows cold, the magma hardens and slows it.
Magcargo?
No.
No. Volcanion?
No.
Okay.
One more guess.
I guess
Three guesses each.
Okay. I guess that one would be more steam pressure.
Don't think of like the magma as much as its body. When it grows cold, the magma hardens and slows it. It's a weird one. The first entry I found for this Pokemon was too obvious.
Okay.
Do you want a hint?
Sure.
It has a hump.
Oh, Camerupt. Numel.
Yay! Numel! You got it!
I was thinking it was like fire and rock or something like that. I was like, is it Heatran? Like,
got you!
Okay.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Okay.
That is a weird one.
Pokedex entry number 2. It hates light and shock. If attacked, it inflates its body to pump up its counter-strike.
Jigglypuff?
Nope.
It hates light and shock? Is that what you said?
Yes.
It hates light
I
and
picked hard ones.
shock. If it is attacked, it puffs up.
Inflates its body to pump up its counter-strike.
I should ask, are all of these from Generations 3 and lower or no?
I don't know.
Okay. It inflates its body. Is it Wobbuffet?
Yes!
Okay.
Ding ding, good job. Hopefully the last one will be a little bit easier. Ready?
Yeah.
If it senses danger approaching, it cloaks itself with bubbles from its mouth so it will look bigger.
Is it Froakie?
No!
Okay. If it senses... Sorry, can you repeat?
If it senses danger approaching, it cloaks itself with bubbles from its mouth so it will look bigger. I didn't know this. I have no idea. I've never used this Pokemon. This is from Generation, I'm going to say 1. Because
Krabby?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yay, good job.
I was like trying to think of like who else uses bubbles as like...
I didn't know this.
Yeah, Froakie sort of does the same thing. That's why I was like, yeah, but it's all good. Like his whole thing is that he's like...
Did I stump you?
A little ninja frog. So he has like a cloak of bubbles that he uses to hide. But anyway.
Scale of 1 to 10, how hard were those?
The first one was very hard. I honestly, like, it was like talking about magma and like hardening in its body and stuff like that.
That's why I picked, because the first one was like, oh, so obviously Numel, because it's camel.
Well, thank you for giving me a hint. Otherwise, I wouldn't have got it. But the other two were good. The other two were like right in the perfect valley of difficulty.
Nice. Okay. I like this trivia. Good job.
Good job.
So this season, I like how we've added a few more segments.
Yeah.
They're really fun. I like the stories. I think we're going to have some more fun with this once it progresses. And I really, really like that all of our friends and Pokefans listen to us. And just a reminder, you can find our podcast on Spotify and most other podcatchers. Just search Route to Victory Road, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram. If you'd like to support this podcast, consider subscribing to our Patreon, where you can become a Pokemaniac and help us create all of this glorious content and get a little swag on the side. You can find that at patreon.com/Route to Victory Road. Thank you for all of your support.
I also like to re-mention that eventually we're going to have our Hoenn finale face-off eventually on Patreon, just like we did with Johto and with Kanto.
We'll have it up by the end of the week.
Yeah.
We'll make goals.
We'll have it up by the end of the week. Next week, because this comes out on a Friday.
I don't know this. It's okay.
And
if you're hearing this episode, go to Patreon, because our battle should be up there.
Yeah. And what it will be is our Hoenn teams that we beat the Elite Four with, and we will be facing off against one another with those.
Our team of hoes.
Our team of foes. Hoenns. The Poke Quote this week comes from Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, which we were just talking about. It's a cool trainer on Route 111, and they say, what's important is to never give up, even if you lose.
That's motivation.
I like to find either the funny ones, the relevant ones, or just motivational
They're
ones.
all very inspiring.
Yeah. But thank you yet again for listening to us this week. We hope you have a great week, and we'll see you next Friday. We'll see you next time on the route to Victory Road.
Airplane.
Aeroplane?
An airplane.
No, it's an aeroplane, silly.
Oh, sorry. What?
No, because I said Europlane.
Europlane? No, I'm a plane. I'm so confused.
That's going in the end.